version of Juancho role, maybe slow down just a tad bit. Curtis Robinson is going to Stanford, big time player out of modern day high school. Tavian Feaster from Spartanburg, a guy who kept talking about he's going to move up and up and up. And my list will be out, actually, as well. Not just, I love all the recruiting websites lists, but I have to make my own out of my evaluation. So our SEN will have the top 100, on, we're leaning towards maybe January, after the bowl games. I can figure it out. I think everybody will be done. It'll be a kind of a dead period anyway, so it'll be a perfect time to do that. Derek Brown from Sugar Hill, Georgia, Lanier High School comes in. I think he's going to be the Georgia commit. I know he's between Alabama and Georgia anyway, so he already had a really good relationship with the school and Kirby Smart. So I think, a lot of people are saying Kirby Smart keeps some of these guys. Not Jacob Eason, but everybody else who should be. I mean, everyone Georgia recruits, Alabama recruits as well for the most part. Maybe 85%. So I think that's something to look out for. I think he'll keep a lot of guys. He won't be losing a lot of recruits. It's going to be a little bit harder for my rig down in Miami. Even though they recruited some of the same kids, not that high a percentage. So Derek Brown's a guy to look out for, though. Nigel Knott out of Germantown, Madison, Mississippi. A lot of good Mississippi players on here. Tyler Vaughn, Felipe Franks, Jackie Jones. Glad he moved up a lot. Jared Guarantano from Bergeron Catholic. Patrick Hudson's going to be a really good guard going to Baylor. Tommy Kramer. I like Tommy Kramer a lot. Say something about Tommy Kramer. I believe he might end up playing guard too, or right tackle. I don't think he's going to be a Ronald Stanley, All-American type left tackle. I think he might have to move positions. So a few people are dropping him. Glad Drake Davis moved up. 6'4", 223. Possibly play tight end at the next level, but I think he's a receiver. I think he's going to be a 6'5", 240-pound Alshon Jeffrey type of guy. He has really good skills at receiving. Not a great blocker. If he was a great blocker, he'd be a top 10 player, along with his running mate, Isaac Nuata. So look out for him. That's a guy to definitely look out for in the near future. Tommy Kramer could possibly be a starter next year. Depends on how everything goes with underclassmen staying or leaving at Notre Dame. Willie Henry is number 37. Savion Smith, 38. Brandon Jones is good little free safety out of Texas, and he is number 39. I think that's about where I have him as well, maybe a little bit lower. But Kareem Walker took a big dive. He was a top 5 player. I believe he was number 6, and he's 41 now. He runs too upright. He kind of reminds me of Darren McFadden. A little bit shiftier than him, a little bit faster. But can't see it, I can see a lot of injuries. I can see him with the Heisman, so I can see him being a bust too, so I get him dropping. I don't think he should drop that far. I think he's pretty solid running back. I'm just a little worried about his upright running style and fumbles. Got to take care of that football. First, second contact, pretty good. Anything after that, he gets stripped, doesn't know this a little bit, or he drops a couple balls out of the backfield, lack of concentration maybe or something like that. But, all around, he's still the best running back in the country. This is a big running back class. It's a receiver class. It's a DB class. It's a, multiple linebacker class. The outside kind of 4-3 hybrid or 3-4 hybrid guy. So that's the kind of class it is. You got to just accept that. You can't push up running backs like you can't push up quarterback. I always say that. Let the positions fall in place of the players. Don't move people up because there's no quarterback in the top 10 or top 20. Let them stay where they deserve to be. But yeah, Green Parker is great. Still the best running back. Michael Pittman probably took the biggest jump. He's a kid that just has game tape. I don't want to say no, it's straight game tape. Didn't do good in camp, to be honest. I thought he was a slow kind of possession receiver. 6'3", 190 pounds. Got a lot bigger, 6'4", 205 right now. I think that he's probably going to get redshirted when he first gets there, but he can be a Darius Rogers type of guy, Bryce Butler, kind of 6'4", 22-pound receiver that kind of can play the X, can play the Y. You can play the slot a little bit because of his speed and athleticism. But he needs some seasoning, I'll say, and that wide receiver chart is pretty it's pretty deep. Excuse me. A lot of returning guys coming back. You got Jackson coming back. David Rodgers probably coming back, I'm sure. Juju Smith-Schuster coming back. All types of guys, coming back for that team. So, but Michael Pittman probably took the biggest hop out of everybody. Trey Lamar out of Roswell, Georgia, took a big hop for me too. So did TJ Chase. Man, this is a really good class if you just look at the name. Sam Bruce, still in the top 50. Caden Smith, going to Stanford, another top 50 tight end. And then Brandon Burton, who knows where he's going to play. Probably a safety, to be honest, and running back, or one or the other. Depends where he goes to school, but I think that's what he'll play. Byron Murphy, Sagaro, Scottsdale, all former teammates of Warren Kyle Allen, Texas A&M. Landon Young, the guy moved up a lot that I'm pretty impressed about. Javon McKinley is a 50-time. Sure, Ryan will want to talk about that one. Jeffrey Simmons of Macon, Mississippi, Knowlesby County. He is interesting because he's a camp guy and a tape guy, but there's something missing. I feel like he should be rated higher. I feel like his numbers don't show up. He gets there type of guy, but he's never all the way there. Never getting the sack. He's a big-time guy. I mean, he's a super athlete. I think he's kind of a tweener. He doesn't look like a tweener, but he kind of is just for the fact that I don't know. I feel like he's going to move to defensive tackle. I feel like this guy's got a lot of growth. I feel like he's going to be a big-time inside guy. Kind of Darius Hamilton for Rutgers, but a little bit more athletic. And again, I don't dislike the kid or anything like that. He's a really good player. I just don't know if he's a day one starter guy. I think you guys will wait on him. Guys similar to him, maybe like Prince Ammons or Trent Murphy's little brother out in the West Coast. So something like that. I mean, Connor Murphy, his little brother. Somebody that's gonna be really solid, like Trent Murphy, like that type of guy. Landon Dickerson is number 61 on this list, or actually right ahead of Jeffrey Simmons. Miles Sanders is 64. Ben Bredeson's on there as well. Deontay Anderson. Glenn Logan. Ben Cleveland's on there from Georgia. Edwin Alexander. DeMario McCall from Ohio State, North Richfield kid. Trayvon Mullen. Coconut Creek. DeAndre Christmas Giles. He's a player that moved up a lot, I feel like. Did a really good job this year. St. Augustine, same high school as Leonard Fournette. Obviously, they produced a few good talented players. They got Brenton Harris as well. So Dwayne Haskins Jr. Maryland commit still. I don't think he's going to end up there. I'm pretty sure he's going to go to Florida. If Jacob Eason goes to Florida, then maybe a different story. But I think Dwayne Haskins goes to Florida. It's not looking for him to possibly go to Miami or even Virginia Tech because he could start day one if he goes to Virginia Tech. KJ Costello took a big dive. I want to talk about Damian Holloway too because he moved up a lot. But KJ Costello, let's talk about him for a second. KJ Costello was, I believe, 24. And he took a big dive to 84. He dropped 60 spots. I get it. Their team didn't even make the playoffs in California this year. Only won 5 games. Just didn't get the job done. He threw completion percentage was only 56.9%. It's taken a drop the past 2 years, which is kind of worrisome, but his talent wasn't necessarily great this year. They're kind of more built for next year. Obviously, he's not going to be there. He's going to be at Stanford, but who necessarily think he should have dropped? But he did. It happens. Doesn't really matter almost. Not so much because next year he'll be competing for a starting job. So it won't matter that his school is going to early enrollee at Stanford anyway. He's going to be graduating high school in about 3 weeks. So, hey, congratulations to Damian Alloway. from Fontana, California, Summit High School. 5'9", 167 pounds, little guy, probably the smallest guy on the list, but possibly, the fastest and the most shifty and has the biggest heart, maybe pound for pound. 4-star guy. I have him kind of the same, about 85 to 120 range. He's just lightning bolt, man. He's the guy, Charles Nelson guy, you want on the field kind of at all times. Guy that can just break away. NFL guy, not so much, but he's far away from that. Of course, he's only 18-year-old senior. But as far as him being, at the next level of college football, he can be a game changer early on for a team. And hopefully he goes to SC. We'll see. I'm not sure about that yet. But we have Lamar Jackson, Oak Grove. They took a loss early in the playoffs, but that's a pretty solid player, Lamar Jackson. Don't know where he's going to go. Big time safety. I think he might move up to linebacker. He's a pretty big safety. 208, 6'2". Dylan Mitchell from White Station out of Memphis is going to Oregon. Nice, kind of Devin Allen type receiver. Michael Jones out of Patterson, Louisiana. Could go to LSU still. Not sure about the coaching situation. We'll see. I just noticed how many receivers there on this list. It's ridiculous. McQuill Osborne, who could play receiver as well, is going to play DB, though, at Tennessee, is another solid player. Rashard Lawrence, the other defensive tackle named Lawrence, is number 96. The son of the great one, Evander, the real deal, Holyfield, Elijah Holyfield, College Park, Georgia, is still going to Georgia, still committed there. 5'10", about 5'9". I saw him play in person. Probably about 8.5, 5'9", 195 pounds. So he's built solid. Reminds me a lot of Michael James. Could be better than him, possibly, but just with durability, Michael James would have been a different player if he was durable. Elijah Holyfield has definitely been durable in high school, and hopefully he can keep it up at UGA this season. He's number 99. Chase Claypool, another receiver, Canadian kid, actually. I want to talk about Chase Claypool, actually, a little bit. Probably the highest rated Canadian player I've seen in a really long time, possibly ever. I'd have to go back and check. Big receiver. Kind of reminds me of when Troy Nicholas came in there, though. I don't know exactly what position he's going to play. It could be receiver, it could be tight end. Who knows? He is so underdeveloped and young that he could possibly even be offensive tackle. He could be a receiver. He could be a quarterback or defensive end. He's one of those guys look back and say, man, I can't believe he used to play wide receiver. He probably won't end up playing it. He's kind of, like I said, weirdly developed. He's 6'5", 219 pounds. But he was 200 coming in, and he was 170 the year before that. So this guy's put on a lot of weight. So I look for him to be probably 6'5", 240 type of guy. Kind of plays tight end, kind of plays linebacker. But Chase Claypool is out of British Columbia. He's going to Notre Dame. Notre Dame got a really solid player. And that's the school to go to because they can mess around with you because Brian Kelly does a lot of multiple sets on offense. So that's the perfect place for him to go, actually. Raekwon Davis out of Meriden, Mississippi, is going to Alabama, big nose tackle. He is committed right now. Dexter Lawrence could go to Alabama for nose tackle. That could change everything. It can make him change schools. But right now, he's at Alabama. I think he might end up at Mississippi State or Georgia, though. Justin Connor is another small running back, but he's going to Ole Miss, obviously, like his brother. He's a good running back. He comes in at 104. Shane Buechele is 105. Cameron Chambers, another receiver out of New Jersey, is number 106. Jarrett Maiden is going to Oregon. He's number 107. Kyle Davis is in here as well, wide receiver from Archer High School. In Georgia, Khalil Tate moves up pretty high out of Sarah High School in Gardenia. Well-deserved. I'm going to have to go back and watch Tate tonight. It's the first day we're going to watch, actually. Going to go through this list and kind of watch some guys and see my final rankings, go through the final tape. I'll be up. It's a crazy season for recruiting guys. I'll tell you that. Be up all night watching that tape. Cool tape. And Austin Mack as well. The other wide receiver who's going to Ohio State. B.J. Emmons, who's going to